It's 7:03 on Thursday, September 11th. It's 64 degrees, some light rain out there, then skies will brighten. Highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. Good morning, I'm John Aaron.
I'm Michelle Basch. Our top story today is the 24th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. 184 service members and civilians died in the attack on the Pentagon that day. And WTOP's Kyle Cooper reports on remembrances happening there and across our area today.
Here at the Pentagon, President Trump will participate in a ceremony honoring those who lost their lives. Then he'll head to New York for a similar ceremony. At the Alexandria National Cemetery, more than 200 volunteers will clean headstones to honor fallen 911 heroes. A wreath-laying ceremony is also scheduled in Arlington at the County Government Center. Many people also volunteer across the country on September 11th as a way to remember. At the D.C. Convention Center, 420,000 meals will be packaged for distribution to those in need across D.C., Virginia, and Maryland. At the Pentagon, Kyle Cooper, WTOP News.
President Trump's executive order declaring a crime emergency in the district and placing the city's police force under federal control for 30 days has now expired. Still, House Republicans are working to advance a wide range of D.C. crime bills after a marathon markup session. WTOP's Mitchell Miller has more today on the Hill.
Republicans are moving forward on bills dealing with everything from changes to D.C. police vehicle chases to reforms involving juveniles, including a measure that would allow a 14-year-old to be charged as an adult with violent crimes. During debate on the bills, Florida Democrat Maxwell Frost challenged Louisiana Republican Clay Higgins over why he wouldn't call for a law enforcement surge in his state, given its murder rate.
You're more likely to be shot standing in a random street in your state
This is Mr. Frost time,
than anywhere in Washington, D.C.
My colleague just called me a lapdog for the President of the United States.
Republicans plan to have the bills taken up on the House floor, and if approved, they'll go to the Senate. On Capitol Hill, Mitchell Miller, WTOP News.
Meantime, we're learning more National Guard troops will remain on duty in D.C. through at least the end of November. Guard members from Ohio will continue their deployment here, just as members of the D.C. Guard will. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine says he approved a request from the Secretary of the Army for 150 military police to keep patrolling in the nation's capital for at least the next 2.5 months. In all, about 2,200 National Guard members have been deployed here from D.C. and at least 7 states. President Trump's takeover of D.C. police has now ended as of just before midnight this morning.
They're offering Narcan, test strips, and access to other resources to help prevent overdoses. In part 3 of our series, Fighting Fentanyl, WTOP Scott Gelman tells us what 2 Northern Virginia groups are doing to help save lives.
At the Chris Atwood Foundation, the focus is helping people transition from addiction to recovery, but they're not rushing the process.
We're providing Narcan, we're providing fentanyl test strips, xylazine test strips, hygiene supplies, safer use supplies, with the idea that, we got to keep people alive because dead people don't recover.
Ginny Atwood is the co-founder.
And then once people are interested in quitting, then our peer support specialists already have a trusting relationship with them.
They have a van that travels across Fairfax and Prince William counties 3 times a week, offering supplies, food, and clothes. They're working to address housing challenges, too.
It's really hard for people to stay sober when they don't have a safe place, a substance-free place to live.
Though overdoses are declining, Atwood says it's still a problem. It's one reason George Mason University's Mason and Partners Bridge Clinic offers same-day medication for opioid use disorder and is providing real connections to help. Rebecca Sutter oversees the program.
You don't want to get a handout and say, here's a list of numbers that you can call, and best of luck, right? We hope you'll be able to connect with them. But it's actively being able to say, okay, I know somebody that I can actually make a phone call to.
Scott Gelman, WTOP News.
You can go in depth with Scott at WTOP.com. Join us tomorrow for the final part of Scott's series, Fighting Fentanyl. He looks at the next wave of drugs threatening kids.